You are tuned in to Fish Keeping Jamaica. Welcome.
Some cry, some smile, some fight every day. We rise to the top, cause we know what it takes. Through it all we survive, yet still hold the faith. Unchangeable, Lord, unchangeable.
Hi everybody, welcome to another episode of Aquariology. Welcome to Fish Keeping Jamaica. Today we'll be looking at the gills of the fish, right? Stay tuned. Now, as you all know, fish has a gill, just like how humans use their nose so as to get oxygen and to release carbon dioxide from their body. The gills of the fish practically perform the same task. Gills takes oxygen out of the water and let water carry away carbon dioxide, right? Fish force water through the gills, where it flows past lots of tiny blood vessels, right? Now, oxygen seeps through the walls of these vessels into the blood, and carbon dioxide seeps out. This reminds me of the whole alveoli, which actually exists within the human lungs, right? These fantastic little organs allow the fish to absorb oxygen from the water and use it for energy. Now, functionally, gills are not that dissimilar to the lungs in the humans, right? And other mammals. The main difference is how they are able to absorb much smaller concentration of oxygen, while they allow the fish to maintain an appropriate level of sodium chloride, which is known as salt, right, in their bloodstream. Now, the gill works on the same principle as the lungs. The lungs, they are small sacs called alveoli that are approximately 70% capillaries. Now, these capillaries carry deoxygenated blood from the body. As oxygen and carbon dioxide pass across the alveoli membrane, the capillaries take the newly oxygenated blood back to the body. Now, similarly, gills have small rows and columns of specialized cells grouped together called the epithelium, right? Deoxygenated blood in the blood is supplied directly from the heart to the epithelium via the arteries and even yet smaller arterioles. Now, as seawater is forced across the epithelium or the membrane, right? Dissolved oxygen in salt water is taken up by tiny blood vessels and veins. Now, while the carbon dioxide is exchanged, it is important for you to note, however, that the same principle apply for sea fish also apply for freshwater fish, or should I say saltwater fish still apply for freshwater fish. Now, the gills themselves have a car radiator like appearance, right? Most fish have 4 gills on each side, consisting of a main bar like a structure that has numerous branches as that of a tree, right? You know, the section of the fish, which, like when you observing the fish, you see the jawbone of the fish, like it's moving up or down, right? There you can find these four gill looking like structure, right? And those branches that was alluded to not too long ago consist of smaller branches like structure. Now, this arrangement of cell allows for large surface areas when the gills are immersed in water. It's important for you to realize that fish actually gets oxygen from water, right? When the fish swim to the top and you would think that it is gulping air. It is not. Right? Functionally, the mechanism for pumping water over the radiator gill, like gills, seems to vary depending on the species of fish. Now, in general, this is achieved by the fish lowering the floor of the mouth and widening the outer skin flap that protects the gill, now called the operculum. Operculum. Now, this increase in volume lowers the pressure within the mouth, causing the water to rush in. Now, as the fish raises the floor of their mouth, an inward fold of skin form a valve-like system which doesn't allow the water to rush out. Now, the pressure is then increased to compare to the pressure is now then increased, right? And compared to the outside of the mouth, the water is forced through the operculum, opening across the gills, right? Now, gills themselves need very large surface area to provide fish with necessary oxygen demand. Now, air is approximately 21%, or about 210,000 parts per million, right? Water, on the other hand, only has 48 parts per million of dissolved oxygen that the gills can extract. Because of this, if the fish don't have a large gill surface area to absorb as much oxygen as it's possible for the size of fish, it will quickly suffocate. Right? So the fish can actually suffocate. Remember, I alluded to this, I think it was in the last video, where I said that yes, the fish can suffocate and the fish can drown in the water. Now, cold-blooded animals also tend to have a lower metabolism than warm-blooded counterparts. Now, this aids them in the ability to handle environment of low available oxygen should the same size fish be warm-blooded. Now, the metabolism of little swimmers would be increased to the point that the available oxygen would not be sufficient, and like little Nemo, would perish. Now, while a large gill surface area allow sufficient oxygen of carbon dioxide and oxygen, it at the same time, right, is exposed to a large blood volume to the hypertonic, or should I say, seawater, right, creating a situation in which the fish must have a backup mechanism for expelling excess sodium that has been incidentally absorbed. Conversely, now, freshwater fish need to have an opposite mechanism, allowing them to excrete water to keep their sodium levels appropriately high. Never mind about the gypsies who chance back and forth, able to thrive in both fresh and salt water, right? We will just call them show off and leave it at that. Now, to deal with the sodium problem, instead of the gill reside nifty little cells called chloride cells. These cells allow the extrusion of unwanted sodium. Freshwater fish tend to have less of these cells than do their seafaring counterparts. Now, this combined with the ability to have extremely diluted urine allow freshwater fish to keep their sodium level appropriately high. It is hoped that the information shared with you will be of benefit, and you probably could share with others. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Do have a good day. Remember to subscribe right here. Bye bye.